Welcome back. Now, in recent months, Nigeria has witnessed a fresh wave of high-profile political defections, not just by lawmakers, but also by sitting governors who abandoned the very parties through which they were elected. And so today we will be looking at the Gale of defections by sitting governors in Nigeria and the implications to our democratic growth. Joining us via Zoom this morning is Professor Benjamin Okaba. He is the president, Ijaw National Congress. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, and thanks for having me here on this program.
Right. Now, first of all, before we delve into the conversation of the day, yesterday was hashtag Free Nnamdi Kanu protest, which took place in Abuja. I'd like to get your thoughts on that movement and the protest that took place yesterday.
Well, I think in every democratic setting, legitimate protest, particularly when due diligence is followed, is permitted. People are free to express their concerns, and so I want to congratulate those persons who embarked on the peaceful protest. Particularly in the manner on the military, though we had some splashes, but at the same time, it's expected. The important thing is that the message has been passed, that less justice be served. That is the critical message that has been served, and I think it's very good for us.
All right, Professor, now let's shift our focus to what we have today, the Gale of defection. Now, what concerns do you have about, the sitting governors defecting mid-term, and what are your thoughts on this Gale of defection in Nigeria on, the economy and policy?
I would like to take on this very sensitive and critical subject matter from two perspectives. From the perspective as a Nigerian and the social scientist for that matter, looking at the issues of defection from the original parties that brought you up to another party, the implications for deepening democracy in this country. That is one perspective. Then the other perspective would be from that of being the president of the Ijaw National Congress, where again the governor of Bayelsa, who is the governor general of Ijaw Nation, has also defected, and the implications for Ijaw Nation and what Ijaw people should really do to strengthen our unity, stability, and long-term strategic interest. So, as a professor of the social sciences, I think it's very worrisome. Again, it says how backward we have gone in trying to consolidate the gains of democracy. Yes, politicians have every right to choose any political party and how to move from one place to the other. And the defection is a common phenomenon in political engineering, but the magnitude that it has assumed in recent times has become very worrisome. Yes, we had the lawmakers, with the 7 of them defecting and later denying that they never defected. Then again, we have governors, sitting governors. For some, they will say, okay, for fear of a second term. For others, they are already in their second term. So these have raised a lot of questions. The impacts are very clear. Might be tilting towards a one-party state. And that is where there's no room for opposition. And if there's no room for opposition, democracy is not democracy, because it must allow for checks and balances, and this can only be enhanced where you have different political parties, people from different interests. And it also shows that collapsing all these interests into one shows that there's a deficiency in ideological and ideological awareness of politicians. In those days, we hear, particularly in other climes till today, there are Republicans, there are Democrats, and they all have their manifestos based on the ideologies they pursue. So most of these governors or these persons defecting must have read out what they intend to do, what their ideology, are they liberal, are they Democrat, are they Republicans, according to those lines. But unfortunately, it's obvious that this level of political prostitution uh, uh, is carried out without recourse to where you are coming from in terms of the political party. It's not no recourse to the manifesto, no recourse to those who supported you, and in most cases, during the reflection, you sought the opinion, the votes of the people, but while defecting, how many of such persons even agreed to defect? So these are the very serious implications. And when that happens, just be a one-man show, authoritarianism will be injected into the system. And these are, and what is the difference between military rule and civilian rule if there is no room for some level of diversity? Yeah, that is from the point of view as a professor. But for the John Nation, we remain non-partisan, and the INC is not a political party. It's not, has never supported any political party. But where the Ijaw interest is involved, we give our total backing. We also do not dictate the political choices of our people. But again, we are deeply concerned about the implications of these rapid political realignments on the unity, on the stability, on long-term strategic interests of the Ijaw people. We actually acknowledge the wisdom of those who strongly believe that these defections carry inherent dangers that could undermine the Ijaw political standing, especially in terms of contributions to the one-party system that could undermine strategic leverage to negotiate between different political parties. There could also be increasing internal crisis within these parties. And seriously, some people feel that aligning with the federal authorities that have been known to be responsible for all the crises we have faced, marginalization, political marginalization, economic exploitation, environmental degradation. These essential threats to the Ijaw people have not been addressed. That is the feeling of the Ijaw people, and that for us to throw our weight behind that body that has neglected us over the time is like trading principle stance for pragmatic gains. And that could also bring about potential ideological confusion. On the other hand, we also fully appreciate those who have the principal position that in view of the precarious state of the Nigerian nation, with a lot of uncertainties here and there, where we also operate a zero-sum game, the winner takes it all, and where we see a lot of impunity, that people think that this move is a strategic calculation with implications to enhance national integration. It's like moving the Ijaw people from the status of being peripheral to the center of gravity, which is the federal government. shifting us from the isolated island of opposition to the main land of collaboration, and that this could also end the long period of political isolation and integrate the Ijaw nation to the Nigerian structure. These are, in addition to that, and people feel that this will also promote economic development, as proximity to governance over the years has been seen as one sure way of attracting infrastructure to your region or to your state. So again, they also believe that by aligning to the center, because I heard one of the governors said that the essence of politics is progress. And if you find a place that will give you the progress, why not move down to that place? Government is not about opposition. It is about bringing development to your people. So if we move, I'm quoting the governor, if we move to a party that provides a platform that will enable me actualize my dreams for my people, the people that voted me into power, what they are interested in is to ensure that the dividends of democracy are actualized. So if matters of security, if matters of development, even for the job people, for instance, if the matters of revenue allocation and environmental regulation will be better trashed out, rather than it's better to join than rather than to be on the side of protest. You know, so these are the issues. So for us, in political times like this, we strongly believe that we're already seeing that emotions are rising, and that almost fracturing our political focus. So as the president of your National Congress, I think it is important that we call on all Ijaw people to remain calm, to be strategic in their thinking, and be unwavering in our unity as a people, irrespective of the political divide. We are first and foremost Ijaw people before becoming a member of APC or PDP or Labour Party or what have you. I will remain Ijaw people after PDP, APC, and what have you. So what is important is the unity of Ijaw nation, irrespective of political parties. So we are calling on all of us, young men, traditional rulers, women organizations, etc., not to allow this situation to divide us, not to allow this situation to cause unnecessary acrimony, animosity amongst members. That somebody is APC does not make him an enemy. It does not make him your enemy. He has only decided to yes.
Right. So now you've said quite a number of things, and you've said it in two dimensions. The first one, you spoke about the implications that these defections could have on the Ijaw people, and you also spoke about the possibility of inclusion and integration as well by aligning with the center. But I'd like to start with the implications. Now, many fear that these defections, are mostly driven by power alignment, just like you've mentioned. Now, do you think that, do you fear that this could weaken the regional bargaining power of the Ijaw people, or do you think that there is a possibility of some form of sidelining of the South-South in future negotiations, if everything is at the center? That is, the first part of the question I'd like to ask you.
Yeah, no, you see, I think it should be the opposite way. If the South-South, for instance, fully aligns with the center, right, there's a possibility of them being on the table of negotiation, of decision making. Already, we have some key politicians that are in the good books, or let me say, are very core to Tinubu in terms of decision. For instance, the 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 FCT minister. You talk about FCT minister. You talk about the president of Senate, and few other persons are key stakeholders of this administration. So having more, or maybe the ministers, having more of them aligned to the president and working very closely with him will rather enhance the bargaining power of the region. Because I mentioned something earlier. I said we must understand the political atmosphere we are into. It is a zero-sum game. If you don't give, you don't get. And if they don't see you as somebody that can give, they abandon you. They abandon you. They look for what is important. It is power. We've talked about power capture, state capture. That is the what defines the Nigerian politics of today. It's not about ideology. So as many persons that are willing to come around to support. Today, one of the ministers, I don't wish to mention this, that I don't, you have always said so, that his relevance in the Tinubu's administration is that he will capture power from the South and hand over to the administration from 2027. That is relevance. So you can therefore see that in spite of all the calls for that same minister to be dropped because of some unruly behavior he has displayed publicly, it's still on. It's still on. So, like I said earlier, from the calculation we have, and by the nature of our politics, having that strong alliance with the center, we draw the South-South closer to the president. After all, the president is from the South-South. And we know also in this country, the role of regional affiliation and alignments. It's about protection of your zone. It's about protection of your state. It's about protection for your people. These are fundamental issues that I'm sure are considered. Over the years, many people don't even know where you come from. It's about where is he. They don't know whether you are intelligent or not. The first question you ask if you are coming for any election is that where is he from? So those ethnic and many other primordial sentiments all sway in our political system. And it is easier to gather people and say we are South-South, we are Southeast, we are Northeast. It's easier to gather people along those primordial lines than talking about the ideology or the personality of a person. Because people believe that it is only when you have yours at the center that you can get all the dividends of democracy. That is the mentality of our politicians. Thank you.
So, a lot of political juggernauts have actually been, reacting to the recent defections, including you. But even the former Senate President Adolfo Nwabara was warning Nigerians, against this trend and what it could edge off to. For instance, he said that it could edge off toward de facto one-party dominance. So I would like you to, say your view on, one-party system in Nigeria, and, with the fact that Adolfo said that this is APC's political agenda.
Yes, you have like I said earlier, there are inherent dangers involved in the entire process. Serious dangers that are involved. One-party system, authoritarianism, dictatorship, right? The absence of a political the absence of opposition. These are issues that are inimical to any country, because you cannot have it all. And again, you cannot put all your eggs in one basket. It's not possible. Some person should be out there to see from the outside what is happening at this other end. Those are the things that make democracy move. But where we have is very, very dangerous. And like I said, it's like approaching, you are at the shore of a river and the ship is approaching. You have two options. One, to either jump the ship and sail off of danger, or the other option you have is to remain where you are and face the consequences. This country has gotten up the point where everybody is looking for safety. And again, the first principle of survival, safety. First principle of life is safety. And many have also found out that the moment they are outside power, they are seriously endangered. So I agree with all those points, align with all the points made by those other persons. But I'm also saying that in the reality of the day, right? Looking at this country, the character of the leadership of this nation, we must take those into consideration. Governors have made promises that they will do this and do this and do that. And they have come to realize that if they are not aligned, they will not get those things done. Okay, look at, they have also discovered that issues of defection, right? If, issues of defection, or let me be the emergency rule that was imposed on River State. We all know that those things, or that emergency rule, imposition of emergency rule, was illegal, but it went through because all the persons involved, from the judiciary, from this and all that, were all aligned to the president. So in spite of the fact that people shouted on the floor of Senate that this have not passed through the normal process, for instance, they talked about the issue of voice vote that was not applicable, and it needed to count the votes of people to know those in support and those not in support. But the powers that be went ahead to do what they felt was good for them. So so it seems that people are being pragmatic. Being pragmatic. Pragmatism is the driving force. Hey, now, more than ideology. Ideology, because one man said that what will ideology give to you? Ideology cannot bring food on the table, but being practical will do so. But that is the unfortunate part of our democracy. We have actually belittled in the intellectual component, the spirit of democracy that has been belittled. And today we are amplifying and deepening self-interest. Self-interest, parochial interest is now taking a greater part of our discussion and the values more than the good of the nation. These are things that people must understand while getting involved in this conversation.
Now, seeing this wave of defections, what does it say about the political accountability and even party loyalty and internal democracy? Because when we see that governors themselves cannot stay committed for one full term in their political parties and they switch parties freely mid-term, so what does that say about the accountability process? Who exactly can hold them accountable? You know, what hope still exists for stable governance in Nigeria?
I mentioned it earlier that people defect. They got elected by the masses. At the time of defecting, most of those masses, members of the population that voted for them, are not even consulted. They just hear the next day that the governor said, "I'm moving to Labour Party." And again, you will agree with me that it is only on very few occasions that you see the electorate coming out to say, "Why are you moving?" In fact, in a dramatic turn. You see many. I think a slogan in one of the states is that where Oga follow, where Oga lead, we dey follow. It's a follow system. Where Oga lead, Oga provides the leadership, then we follow. They don't want to care where it's going. You have had the House of Assembly members coming out to say that, well, as he's resigning, we're also resigning. They don't even care to know why he's resigning. They say, Oga has said so, and we are moving. That is a very popular and common saying around. And you only have in very few cases, like the case of Bayelsa State, where the deputy governor is sitting back. The senator representing the Bayelsa West is saying it's not moving. It will stay. It will stay in the PDP. That if something is bad, it has to be repaired. That is a very principled position. That's a very principled position. But how many persons have actually displayed this principled position? Very, very few. Many on, while the senator from Bayelsa West was saying he's staying put, the senator from Bayelsa Central on the floor of Senate said he's moving to APC. So you can see this division. So at the end of the day, when you talk about the issues of accountability, truly, where the followership is also very gullible, who are you going to? Who is the person that holds anybody accountable? We have in the case I don't want to mention the state. In one of the cases, the entire state, from local government to community ward level, defected in less than 24 hours. 24 hours. We didn't hear anybody at all who said, no, we are not going. It was a mass movement. And we're just asking, even when Abraham was taking his son, Isaac, for sacrifice, it got to a point and the young man asked his father, Daddy, we have gone this far. You said we are going to offer sacrifice to God. There is a ram, there is a firewood. There is this. Where is a ram? The son at that age asked that question. But political followership in Nigeria mostly don't ask, because they believe that it's the attachment to the leader that brings. It's not about ideology. Those are the very, very painful part of our democracy. It's not, people don't take principled positions. What is how does it affect me? What are the implications for my well-being? It's those personal aggrandizement and other that are also. So I think people are just reacting to this kind of scenario. If we had a situation whereby the electorate could have the right to say, we voted for you, and if you are leaving the party, you are no longer our governor. There is a constitutional provision for the people to express that, and the needful be done constitutionally. It's very clear. But since they already know that anywhere they go to, the kind of mumushous followership we have in this country makes it very easy for them to say, so what is the issue of accountability? Accountable to who? Accountable to people who already surrendered their dignity. So there's no need for any form of accountability. That is where we are in the reality. But again, like I said, it is very, very unfortunate. And I don't know. I believe if we must start as a country, these issues must be dealt with very seriously.
On accountability, do you think that the anti-defection law should also include governors and deputy governors, since we're talking about accountability? And what role do you think INEC, the civil society and all that should play in trying to curb this issue of defection?
Well, INEC INEC has a role to play, and that role is to ensure that the rule of law is adhered to, is to make sure that any political movement that is not guided properly, by, or is not carried on, sorry, without recourse to our electoral process. INEC should disqualify such a process. It's very simple. Anything that, if there's an anti-defection law and anybody has fall foul of it, then the law should take its course. Therefore, civil society, again, what we are doing is to educate our people and stress that democracy is about, yes, about choice, but it's about ideology. The political process is not a tea party. It is something that must strengthen, first and foremost, the values of a nation, the values of democracy, the core values of democracy, issues of opposition, right? Are very core: accountability, stewardship. All these are the core values of democracy. And a one-party system that we are gravitating to might not guarantee us all of this. That is a clear position. And civil society has the responsibility of educating and enlightening our people. And I know very clearly that at the core of all of this is the poverty level of Nigerians. Yes, people are both materially poor, in the sense that even when the people, we have millionaires, but they cannot make choices that would be of benefit to the entire state. Maybe otherwise, get very, very poor, finding it difficult to make a living.
Benjamin.
And those are the kind of persons. Yes.
All right. We want to extend our thanks to you. Thank you for joining us this morning. We'll have to end it here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God
Have
bless.
a lovely day. And that is the topic: defection of sitting governors, the implication on the democratic growth of Nigeria as a nation. And we just spoke to President of Ijaw National Congress, Professor Benjamin Okaba. Do stay with us. We will go on a short break. When we return, we'll have more guests.